Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a fellow that we picked up at the St. Valentine's Day breeding event. Phase 3. It's still going on. I need the space in the hatchery. This is the Undertaker, who wasn't able to dig up a couple of extra ruin slots. Open, that is. But you know what? We're going to train him up there, we're going to feed him, and we're going to see if he's worthy of the gems necessary to open them up. So let's find a home for him. Not there, but nearby. Nearby. You know, I know a rabbit who's been able to do that for quite some time. Just saying. He's also got a great sense of humor, too. Alright, there he is. He's hiding behind Knox. Maybe he's scouting him out. Anyway, this is someone we're going to rename. Anyway, this is the Undertaker. He is a legendary. He is darkness. He also seems to be very happy. Oh, look at he's got his little spade there. Isn't he cute? Yeah, he's not going to be cute for very long. All right, so anyway, he's got a decent power there. He's got a good speed. Is he getting a buff? Because if not, those are really good values, and life as well. I mean, I don't see a change in the stamina level, so these are some darn good numbers right here. Seems to be pretty powerful, pretty speedy. He's also kind of chunky there in terms of life, but his stamina is 140, so I don't think he's getting a buff. Could be very interesting. Of course, the Undertaker has the special trait where he is immune to all forms of possession and nightmares. Unfortunately, he can't really spell possession properly, but then again, he's a wee fella, right? He's a wee fella. So let's check out the initial skills we got. The Streak. Deals low physical damage to one enemy. Is not broken. Deals moderate dark damage to one enemy. And of course, that skill we saw, Last Ride. Deals very heavy special damage to all enemies, applies bleeding to all enemies, heals itself by 100%, removes all cooldowns from self. That's not bad. You definitely probably wouldn't want to start a fight with that, but halfway in you might be ending one with it, especially with his power, right? Yep. Another day at the graveyard. Another hole to dig. Another body to bury. The job can get boring. So when the Undertaker doesn't feel like digging, he pulls a little trick out of his sleeve. If no one's dead, there's no need to work. I was expecting something a little bit more devious. But then again, he is cute. Look at him. And the great part about him, he isn't teleporting away. Let's hope he stays with us for the length of the feeding. So anyway, let's get him up to level 4 for his first evolution. There he is. Not quite as cute as he was. He's got a bigger spade, but I notice he's got an ornament on his back. Okay, dude, if you're going to start doing that in your teens, you're really going to be bent over when you're an adult. Just saying. Alright, so let's start with those skills, starting at level 7. Chokehold! Okay, are you a gravedigger or are you a wrestler? Just asking. Deals moderate dark damage to one enemy. 50% chance of applying stun to one target. Alright, it's a good place to start. Not going to keep it because it's 50%, but it's a nice place to start. So let's go over to level 10. Brothers of Destruction. Applies nightmares to all enemies. That's not really very good. But it is the first skill, so we're just going to let that go. Alright, let's continue to level 15. And his next skill. Death Valley. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy. Applies daze to one enemy. That's not too bad. We'll just throw it there for now. It's high moderate. No cooldown. So, it's not so bad. Anyway, let's continue to level 20. He seems to like being fed. Choke Slam. Deals moderate dark damage to all enemies. Applies daze and nightmares to all enemies. Okay, that is highly superior to this one over here. Yeah, I mean, that's There are some creatures who would actually have that as their final skill, and it wouldn't be too bad. I'm just going to drop that over there, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has that one in the end. I mean, that's high moderate there. That's not bad. Especially since he got it at level 20. Yeah, I could see keeping that, frankly. Let's go. And his final evolution. Rest in peace. Applies immunity to stun and double damage to itself. Heals itself by 30%. That's kind of interesting. Why don't we just throw that there for now? Don't know if I'm keeping it, but we'll just keep it there for now. Alright, there he is. I told you, dude, you're going to carry it around your back. Look at him, he's all bent over. What a shame. Got to get him a good chiropractor. Anyway, let's continue with the skills. Next one's at level 30. Old School. Deals very heavy dark damage to one enemy. 50% chance of applying stun to one enemy. That's kind of interesting. You know, I think I'm going to put that there. I mean, I had the other one there, but I'm not willing to give that one up just yet. We'll see what happens, but I think I'm going to put that there. It does more damage. Yeah, 50% chance of stun, but you know, these days, is it really 50%? Alright, let's continue. Yeah, I'm starting to run into problems with these skills. They're too good. The Tombstone. Deals massive dark damage to one enemy, applies stun to one. Okay, well, obviously, that is better than that. Obvious. Well, it's got a cooldown, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. That's got a 2-round one right there. We'll see. I mean, it is an upgrade, so we're going to go with it. Okay, so let's continue to level 40. And another skill. Ministry of Darkness. Removes all negative status effects from itself. Heals self by 50%. I like the heal, but I like the immunity to stun and double damage. More importantly, I like the double damage. I mean, immunity to stun, 3 turns is pretty good. It's just that usually you're stunned before you need the immunity to stun, unless somebody fast is doing it. I like the double damage, so I am going to keep what I currently have. I'd love to see a group version of that, though. But I got a feeling he works alone. Let's go to level 45. Old School. At the moment, I'm going to throw that in the front. The reason I'm going to throw that in the front is because I don't want it coming up anymore. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Alright. So I don't know if he's actually done. I would think he might have one more at level 50. Ministry of Darkness. I would rather have an attack than that. So I'm thinking, should I put that in the first spot? I don't think so. I'm growing a little concerned now because I'm really hoping he'd have like a really good one for that first spot. Maybe I'm just unlucky. It's happened before. And level 55. Brothers of Destruction. No, absolutely not. We're not keeping that one. Okay, we're heading for level 60. Is it my last chance? I guess we'll see. Brothers of Destruction. Absolutely not. Now, have I been really unlucky? Yes, I have. Very unlucky. Alright, I would have taken that. I'm going to take that when the time comes. Alright, so I'm going to have to do some rearranging, though, I think. Moderate dark damage on one enemy. We got that skill early on, and I was really thinking that it was going to be... I'm talking about this one. This one probably should be in the first spot. This one should probably be in the first spot because this one is probably the one I would want going off first. It's just unusual that we got that at level 20. Very unusual. So I would actually like to change him a little bit. So if I got something else, if I got that skill, I'd probably put it in for Choke Slam and then move Choke Slam up here when it came around again. Hoping it would come around again. Anyway, let's just take a look at his final numbers. His final numbers aren't too bad at all. 2100. He's actually slightly faster than he is powerful, which is kind of interesting. Very nice health, though. Very, very nice health. Kind of meaty there. A lot of it's dead weight, I guess. I was expecting his power to be a little bit higher, but, I don't know if he benefits very much from speed. But I guess we can take a look at that when we work on the skills. Anyway, so let's just start looking at the skills that we have here. Although, like I said, I'm going to be making some changes. All right, let's start with Old School. Deals very heavy dark damage to one enemy, 50% chance of applying stun to one enemy. Now, I have an upgrade for that. Matter of fact, the next one is an upgrade for that. I just kind of put it there because I wanted an extra attack because I wasn't getting what I wanted. Now, this is a decent attack. It's very good damage. It's got a chance of stunning. Sometimes they can be a little broken and it's actually 100%. But it's a 0 cooldown, so there is some justification for taking this one. But I did take this one, the Tombstone, because obviously it's massive dark damage to one enemy. Applies stun, no 50% there without question. It does have a 2-round cooldown though, so it's hard to say which one you really want the most. It really depends upon your game style. It also depends upon the rest of the skills. Alright, then we have this one. He had 2 self buffs and I decided to go with this one. Rest in Peace. Applies immunity to stun and double damage to itself. Heals itself by 30%. It has a 2-round cooldown. Now, stun immunity can be good, but generally speaking you get stunned before you actually need to use it. But I mean, it really depends on who you're facing, right? I think the real prize here is 1, the 30% heal, and 2, the double damage. The double damage is only for 1 round, though, so you really need to use it immediately, right? Which is a little bit, I don't know. I actually didn't notice that the first time. I might reconsider that one. We'll have to see. Anyway, the final one was one I actually got at level 20, and now I'd kind of like it in the first spot. This is Choke Slam. Deals moderate dark damage to all enemies, applies daze and nightmares to all enemies. Now, daze and nightmares, those are kind of the lower versions of each. In terms of daze, you'd always like stunning or freezing or something like that. But blindness can be good too, right? Daze is like a lower version of that. Can be useful, especially because it stacks with blindness. But when you put that with nightmares, which as a dot is kind of the lower damage one, I think it might actually be the lowest damage dot per tick. But if you got both of them together, in something that is a high moderate damage for somebody who actually can do damage himself, that's not so bad. That's a pretty nice skill. It was unusual that we got it early, but we did get it, and there doesn't seem to be an upgrade for that, which is kind of what I was looking for. I was looking for another skill that maybe did blindness or something like that, but I definitely didn't think he would get his only real serious. Actually, it might be his only group attack, except for the one that gives nightmares, which is really kind of bogus because this one gives nightmares, But it's a little unusual, but, when I end up feeding him up, I'm going to try to move that to the first spot. Now, I do want, the skill that we missed is this one, Dead Man Walks. Resurrect one ally with 50% of health, 3-round cooldown. That's really good. That's pretty powerful, too. So, if you have an ally go down and fight, this could be very, very useful, especially considering how meaty he is and how if you put like a health rune on him, he might be very hard to kill. So this could be very, very useful. I am going to put that in the spot where Choke is right now, and I'm going to, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that one in this spot when I get a chance, and I'm going to hope to get Choke Slam up here. This one, I'm going to have to think about if I want to keep that now, or if I want the other one, which was this one, Ministry of Darkness. Removes all negative status effects from self, heals self by 50%. So I'm going to have to think about that one. Which one do I actually want? Going to have to think about that one. But I am going to be making some changes in his skills. Definitely going to be making some changes in his skills. But his stats are good, and his skills are good too. They're not. You're not going to get a lot of denial out of him. But the fact that he can actually resurrect somebody who falls in battle, that can be really powerful. Speed, given that skill, Speed could be very useful because obviously he acts more often and he has a better chance to resurrect. He also has a better chance to daze and nightmares and such like that. Also, heal himself. So Speed can be useful. I definitely would want some strength on this guy too. But you know what? In his case, I'd probably want strength, speed, and then some health. Because I want him to stay alive in case the group had problems, one of them died, so he can resurrect them. You know, so I mean, just thinking in terms of that, I might want to put a big old life on him. I guess I would have to experiment with him, and that may be coming fairly soon. Anyway, this is The Undertaker, and he's kind of interesting. I can't wait to start messing with him, and should be fairly soon. So thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.